Welcome to Gotta Run. This is Will Sanchez. I have two very special guests today. Their names are Angela Gonzalez and Julio Yela. They are representing City Harvest. Angela is the marathon coach, and Julio is preparing for his first marathon on the behalf of City Harvest. I'm thrilled to have them as guests. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for
Listen,
having us.
before we start talking about City Harvest, Angela, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about where you were born and something about your childhood.
I was born here in the United States, New York. My parents came from Puerto Rico, and I started running in public school, joined the track team there, and I loved it. Wasn't very fast until my brother, who was in the military, would join me and annoy me and challenge me about not being fast like him or being fit like him. And he would go away on tours and come back, and I just started training on my own and try to get faster. And one day I raced him when he came back from one of his tours, and I beat him, and I loved it. It was the best thing
winning.
ever. Yes.
That was his way to show his love and to push you. And,
Yes.
And you appreciated it.
Yes.
Well, you said you're from New York. You're a Queens girl, right?
Now I am, but I was born and raised in the Lower East Side.
Lower East Side. But now you live in Queens.
Yes, in Astoria.
Oh, right.
Yes.
It's a very diverse borough.
Love it.
Okay. Now, did you go on to high school and college in terms of learning more about athletics?
Actually, my background started with nursing when I was in high school, and then I quickly learned that wasn't for me, and I switched to broadcasting. And I worked at a radio station for about 8 years.
Oh, which one?
KISS FM, WRKS. That was in 1984.
So what, were you a broadcaster? Or?
No, I was a music research supervisor there.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Music research.
Yes.
What does that mean? Did you
Focus
hear it
groups.
too?
Focus groups. I would put hooks of songs together, and just play them for a very broad audience and have them rate it. And back then I would have to input everything in the computer, and whatever got the highest marks were the ones that went on the air.
Excellent. You
Yeah.
did that for 8 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
During that time, were you keeping physically fit?
Yeah.
Like you were
Just
running
running.
marathons? What were you doing?
I wasn't running marathons yet. I was just running for health and, for health and fitness, and just to keep myself, busy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I think at some point you joined Roadrunners because you're well known as the bike captain.
Yes.
Tell us, how did you find that position, and what does a bike captain do?
Well, that's the lead bike marshal. That's pretty much what my title is. I supervise volunteers that sign up to volunteer for New York Roadrunners for the 9+1. And being a cyclist for one of the races is also included as, one of the positions that they could sign up for.
For volunteer
For
position?
volunteer positions,
Well, we
yeah.
should explain 9+1 meaning in order to have guaranteed entry to the New York City Marathon.
Correct. You have to do 9 races and volunteer at least one time.
The year before the marathon.
The year before, that is correct.
Okay. And so you're the lead captain and you supervise these volunteers. I guess, do they need to have a bike?
Yes, they need to have a bike. They need to bring a helmet. Very important. You can bring your bike, no helmet won't get you in, even if you signed up for the position.
Okay.
So basically, during the New York Roadrunner races, there's a couple of things that happens way ahead of the runners, which is, we have cyclists go ahead of the start of the race, at least a minute or two before, to make sure that the course is clear.
And also the runners know where to go.
Well,
Occasionally, sometimes it happens, they veer off.
Well, I think they're pretty good with their delineation, and they have, marshals at certain, stationed at certain areas to, make sure that the runners don't veer off course. So there's usually a team that goes up ahead a minute or two before the start of the race. And then there's myself and the lead pace truck. And basically what I do is, for part of the race, I'm in front of the truck just to make sure that people that were already told to get off the course don't get back on the course. And once I get halfway through the course, then I go behind the truck and I stay with the runner, and I make sure that the lead runner has a visual on me, because at some point during the race, the truck veers off the course, and I have to make sure that he doesn't follow the truck off the course. So my job's pretty much is to make sure that, I'm leading him in the right direction and making sure that he gets to the
Did
finish.
you use hand signals or whistle to get attention?
Oh, yeah, whistle and a lot of hand signal and a lot of yelling.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's really
fun.
a lot of fun. I really enjoy
Okay.
it.
All right. Now, what about in the back? Is there a biker to make sure that the back of the guys are there included?
Well, everyone that volunteers for the race, the folks that are in the front of the race to make sure that the course is clear, they wait for all the other cyclists because the leader has a cyclist following them. A second place person, male, would have a cyclist following them, and the same thing for the female. There's a female team as well. And once all the first, second, and third place runners are through the finish line, we reconvene and do the course all over again, and we look for the last runner. We call in the bib number. There's usually the sweep van, following them, making sure that, they finish the course. And once they go through, then they can start breaking things down.
Wow. So you do a lot of mileage on that bike.
Yeah.
You get a good workout.
Yes, I do.
Now, besides the bike, you also done a couple of marathons and half marathons?
Yes, I
So what was your
have.
first marathon?
New York was my first. Yeah.
Oh, in fact, I remember you were selected as one of the queens, as the queen representative for the Five-Borough Challenge.
Yes.
That's New York City, right?
Foot Locker Five-Borough Challenge. I represented Queens in 2009.
Was that your first New York then?
No, I'm not sure. I've done so many.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you done so
So-
many New York. Well, 2009 must have been special to represent Queens.
Oh, yes. It was very special. I really enjoyed it. It's too much attention, though.
Oh, you mean
I'm
you had
on
to
the shy side.
You were, I see. You had to give a lot of interviews
Yeah.
and photo shots. Do you have a favorite race? It doesn't have to be a marathon. Was there one that's particularly memorable for you?
I enjoy all of them, especially the ones that I actually complete at good times. But I can't really say that I have a real favorite. I enjoy them all.
All right. But now you make the big announcement on your Facebook page that you've been selected as the marathon coach for City Harvest.
That is
Who's
correct.
running, I think, the 4th year for the New York City Marathon. So how did they discover you or you discovered them?
Well, it so happens that I work with Erin. She works with me at New York Roadrunners. And she mentioned to me that, hey, City Harvest needs a coach. It'd be great, it'd be great if they had you. I went online and I looked up what City Harvest stands for and what they do and how they help people. And I said, you know what, why not? So I'm volunteering my time and I'm coaching these wonderful folks and I'm having the time of my life and I just can't wait for them to do their marathon, get through that finish line. Hopefully I'm there ahead of them before.
Are you going to be on your bike?
Oh, no, I'm going to be running it as well. So hopefully I get there before them and I can, greet them, hopefully.
Oh, right. And I thank you
when
for
they
bringing
finish.
a fellow runner, that
Julio.
part of the team,
Yes.
Julio. Well, Julio, introduce yourself. Where were you from and a little bit about your growing up years.
Absolutely. I was born and raised in Guatemala. I got here in 1998, 99, beginning of 99. I always have passion for food. Now these days they have a word for foodie, right? So I started working in restaurants, and my goal was always to work for Eric Rippert and La Bernardin. And finally, a friend of mine called me. They're looking for people. I went for an interview, and they hired me. This is I'm going on my 11 years for them, and it's a fantastic restaurant, fantastic company. Our chef is very inspired in helping others, and we do a menu for City Harvest during lunchtime, and I think we donate $5 to City Harvest, and the rest is to pay the food of the menu. And last year, Aldo Som, which is our head chef sommelier at La Bernardin, run this New York City Marathon, and I saw him all the time. I was never a runner. I like tennis. I'm a tennis junkie.
Uh-huh.
And I always, that was my passion. I never liked running. So a friend of mine came from Costa Rica to run last year the New York City Marathon. And he was like, 300 pounds or something.
Really?
Now he's like a muscle guy. So I'm always being like a little chunky because I like to eat. And I don't have no filter. I eat all the time.
Well, wait a minute, this 300-pound friend of yours, how much weight did he lose to run the New York City Marathon?
He's now 150 pounds.
Wow.
He lost half his weight
Yeah.
in 1 year?
No, he's done it. He's been running for, I think this is his 7th year running.
7 years. Oh, that makes more sense. Oh, so you met him 7 years ago, or
We
he came?
we were friends from college, from high school.
Oh.
And then he moved to Costa Rica, and I stayed in Guatemala, and then I came back. I came to New York.
Okay. Now, does Guatemala known for its running, or for its food? Which one is?
Neither.
Neither.
So now I think it's a thing that everybody wants to run. And me, I really got inspired. And I saw Aldo training last year so hard and so dedicated. And I was like, and he was doing it for City Harvest. So this year I decided to take my commitment to a different level.
So your first marathon.
This is my first marathon, yes. I did in February half marathon, New York half marathon, which I didn't train. It was very painful, and I did it in 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Not too bad for a non-trainer.
Yeah, and when I get to the end, I cry. It was very emotional.
Because you were happy.
Yes.
And because you were in
He was in
pain.
pain.
So now the reason I decided to do the New York City Marathon, I think it's a big achievement, and I think as a human being, I think everybody should run it. Because mentally you break, your body break, and why not run it for City Harvest?
Yeah, City Harvest. Oh, so like Bernardin.
Pairing wine can be very, very tricky. But what you look for ultimately is like a relationship, when they basically melt together and elevate.
Yes.
It's a very well-known French restaurant. I think
Yes.
it's like well-rated for many, many, many years, right?
Correct.
A specialty, I think, is fish.
Yes.
So what do you do there?
I'm a Metro D captain.
Oh, a captain.
Yeah, so I do.
We got a bike captain. You got captains here.
Yes.
And what do you do there as a captain?
So as a captain, you make sure everybody's doing the job, and you're kind of supervising the wait staff, and make sure the customers are having a great time.
I hear nothing but good things
Besides
about it.
take orders, besides, sometimes I even grab the basket of bread and give bread to the customers, even though my duty, but
All
at
right,
that
you
point,
pinch it.
everybody
All right,
have to do
all right,
everything.
All right, cool. Okay, City Harvest's been around a long time. I think since 1982.
Yes.
Since 1982, City Harvest has been on the ground in some of New York City's poorest neighborhoods. We've rescued some 545 million pounds of perfectly good food that would otherwise have gone to waste, and delivered it to soup kitchens and food pantries throughout the 5 boroughs.
One of the reasons why I love City Harvest is they make it incredibly easy for restaurants and businesses to donate.
City Harvest has always been focused on feeding our hungry neighbors. Healthy Neighborhoods is a very natural extension of City Harvest's work in New York City. Our work isn't possible without the fantastic staff, board, the drivers who get the food where it needs to be, our community partners, our donors, and our food donors. It takes all of us coming together to make this possible.
For me, before I started working at Bernardin, I have no idea what City Harvest was. And, it's very sad that there's a lot of people don't know still what City Harvest does and what City Harvest is. And when I started working at Bernardin, I started seeing that the trucks comes every day to pick up food that is being collected for the next day to feed people. And, New York City, you think, oh my God, everybody has a job, everybody is well working, but no, you never believe there is 1.4 million people in New York City facing hunger. And they really fight a lot to help others to have healthy and food on the table.
Are all the restaurants part of it? You said you're not well known. Well known in the sense that you need more restaurants to participate?
I think in the city is a lot of restaurants who donate the food. I think, I might be wrong, we are the only ones who doing a City Harvest menu for City Harvest. I'm not sure, I don't go out a lot. I cook at home a lot.
You cook at home? All right. Well, sounds like a wonderful thing. So you said not enough people know about it. How can people find out more about it? About City Harvest?
The reason I say there is not a lot of people know about a City Harvest because now that I'm doing a fundraising for City Harvest, you talk to people about City Harvest, like, what is City Harvest? And then, I think if the more people they know, I think it's better for New Yorkers and to people and City Harvest to bring that food to the tables.
Let's talk about this fundraising. Okay, so I think I get it because you're like the other charities. So you're a charity partner of the New York City Marathon, meaning City Harvest got so many tickets which they bought from the New York City Marathon, and you volunteer to be a part of the team. And for an exchange for the training with Angela and some other benefits, you agreed to fundraise a minimum amount of money.
Yes.
Right. How much did you commit in fundraising?
Well, you commitment is 4,000. I put 20,000.
And
If I'm gonna make it or not, but that's my goal.
Okay, so 4,000 is the suggested minimum.
The minimum, yes.
And you said to yourself, I can do better. I'm going to aim high, 20,000.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm already at 7,000 and change.
Excellent. How long have you been doing this?
Since they send us the email, they start your web and your page and start pushing, and that's when I start pushing.
And when did you start the program?
I started like maybe a month and a half ago.
Okay, so we're August.
Or 2 months
so
maybe.
In June?
June, I think, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Angela. So Angela, tell us about the program that you're coaching. When did it start, and how do you go about coaching people like Julio here? Has never done a marathon, but is good at eating.
Well, what I did was I put a schedule together for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, 25 people in the program. And I sent out the schedule ahead of time so that those that could show up to work out, do the workouts, know where we're at, and those that can't show up can still follow the program.
Excellent, excellent. So that means, I assume you show up at Central Park is probably...
Central Park, Julio, for instance, and a few other runners could only do some mornings during the week because of his schedule with the restaurant. So on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 7 a.m., I'm by Tavern on the Green. We're doing hill repeats or intervals. We're just getting it done.
Okay. And your long distance runs is on the weekends?
Long distance runs on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Oh,
yeah.
2 days. So how long a run do you do on Wednesdays?
Well, Wednesdays the most is like 7 miles at most.
7 miles. And Saturdays,
And then
I guess
Saturdays
you're going to grow
right.
to a maximum of 20, 22?
Correct.
Oh, cool. When you do those long runs, do you have people helping crew, like you need water and supplies?
Well, for the long runs, we meet at Nike. Nike has long runs on the weekends. So I suggested folks come and run with the group. That way they're supported. They're not running alone. There's a set route. They have people that are leading the groups that are very experienced.
Oh, that's excellent. So Nike, you mean Nike Town? Mm-hmm. Because usually they have, not every Saturday, but usually they have the long runs on Saturdays.
That is correct.
And so your team has joined the Nike Town group because everybody's welcome there.
Yes. That is correct.
Excellent. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Sometimes Nike meets elsewhere on Saturdays. So you just go wherever they're doing.
Right. You have to go on their website and sign up, register.
At 3 o'clock on Sunday, where are you?
On Sunday,
3
o'clock, trying to sign in for the next long run. I usually don't do it, but they're pretty good. When you get there, they sign you in right away.
It's a regular run on Wednesdays, on Wednesdays, and then Saturdays are the long runs. For the long run, each one of these runs, they are capped, but because you're actually outside and the distance is pretty long, you do have to register. And if registration is full, sometimes there's a waiting list.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but as Julio pointed out, most of the time for the long runs, you can get in. For the specialized ones, maybe not so.
Right.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. How long is your program?
My program is until the week before the New York City Marathon.
Okay, so is it
So
18
it's like,
weeks?
Well,
Is it
I started a little early because I wasn't sure how many folks already had a good base. So my program was actually 23 weeks.
23 weeks.
Yeah.
So those beginners can really gear up.
Right.
Okay, so that's interesting. So so every team member is responsible for their own training. You're not mandated to be there every Saturday for the long runs.
No.
I would recommend it.
And they have my email. They have my phone number. They can call me if they have any questions, or they want to just meet up and just have a one-on-one with me, and that's fine. I would just like I do for Julio and
Now,
some of the guys.
you're very versatile, but do you get any help with these guys? I mean, these guys are a handful. I can tell from just looking, hearing Julio.
We
here.
do have someone who assists us. His name is Josh Korth. Well, he pretty much is working with some of the runners at night because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, since I'm up early in the park, then he takes care of those that want to work out at night.
Any surprises from the team that you have currently? You know, are they more or less as dedicated as anybody else you've run into, or more dedicated?
Well, I would say most of them are very dedicated. But, you know, running, as you know, is an individualized sport, and not everyone's fitness level is the same. So some folks feel more comfortable doing their own thing, following the schedule on their own. And then there are some folks that like to show up every Tuesday and Thursday and get tortured, like this guy.
All right. Well, let's go back to you. This is your first time training.
Yes.
So how would you describe it? Is it really torture?
It is tough. It's not an easy thing. Plus, I finish really late at work, and I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning to be at 7 o'clock sharp. Sometimes I have to be late because I cross the George Washington Bridge, and traffic is horrendous. So
George, where do you live?
I live in New Jersey. So, so the thing is, you get up and you go and run, and she says she's not really like a strong trainer, but I feel bad because she's putting everything on, like whatever she has to offer, and if I don't do it, I feel like I'm making disappoint her. So
you don't want to disappoint the coach.
yeah, so I have to.
Now, do you have sometimes when you do these programs, you meet new friends, meet new people
Yes.
that are compatible. Have you done?
Oh yeah, I met a lot of great runners, and especially in the long runs. And because the training, when I started running, I was doing like 12-minute miles. Because the training now, I'm doing 9-minute miles.
That's a big jump from
Yes.
12. So your fitness
I
level.
own everything to her.
My
to Angela.
goodness. So let's talk about that. How does a non-runner, go from 12 to 9 minutes? That's a huge jump.
Well, that's a lot of practice and dedication and following the program.
Following the program.
Which is key.
Now, which one did you follow? She had 3: easy, medium, and hard.
So I'm a person. I always been like this. My grandfather says, if you wanna be a garbage man, you have to be the best one. If you wanna be, in my country, it's very common for the people who polish shoes.
Yeah.
So if you wanna be one of those guys, you have to be the best one. So I didn't start with the beginner. I always went to the advanced. And she said, do 2 miles, I would do 5 miles.
You like this from this guy. But no wonder he set the $20,000 threshold. He's always aiming for the stars.
Yeah. Yep.
So how's he doing? What do you give him
He's
grade?
doing really good.
All right. So you have, so you said you got about 20 or so
There's
members?
25 members.
25 members. And so each one has a goal of raising at least $4,000.
That is correct.
And so you help in the fundraising? I guess you said you have your own web page,
Yes.
so you can bombard all your friends.
Yes, I put a lot, and actually my close friends, they haven't donated yet. I break it in my customers, then friends that I meet that I talk about it, and then my friends, and then family. And La Bernardin team, my colleagues, they support me a lot. And
yeah.
that was the first chunk of.
Yeah, well, that's good because they're used to it. They want to be able to support you.
Yes.
Are you the only one from La Bernardin running?
From La Bernardin, yes, but we have Jason and Sherry. Sherry's from the wine bar, and Jason is from Privé.
So there's 3 of you from the restaurant.
Yes.
So you guys get together and compare notes and talk about Angela behind her back or anything like that?
I don't talk about it because I always.
They all come to the same workouts.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever gone to her boot camp? I don't know, is that off season now? Because she has a killer boot camp on Monday nights.
Jason does.
Yeah, Jason is the only one who does. I work on then Monday nights all the time.
I used to go to the boot camps, and I hated those jumps. I couldn't do the jumps, I can't jump anymore,
No, well, it's still going on till a week before the New York City Marathon.
So you still do the boot camps? Where is it and what time?
It's every Monday, 6:30 p.m., rain or shine, but if there's lightning in the forecast, it's not happening.
Not happening. And you meet at the same spot?
At the same spot at East 65th, on the east drive of Central Park, by the Shakespeare statue.
Okay. And is there a website or Facebook page?
No,
on
it's
that?
pretty much word of mouth
Word of
because
mouth?
right now we have like 60 folks signed up
How many?
already. 60?
Oh my gosh.
And it's,
That's,
and it's just little old me.
Very
so,
popular.
Yes.
And of course, at the end, she makes you run up this little hill as fast as you can.
Yeah,
You still do that?
yeah.
I love that. I love
Still
that,
do
the
that.
ending part. Okay. So, Angela, is there anything else you would like for the audience to know about the program or yourself?
Well, I'd like the audience to know that City Harvest is an excellent group. And for next year, if anyone wants to raise money for this awesome charity, hopefully I'll be here still coaching everyone, and I look forward to it. And
Okay, so sounds like you
great.
want to coach again.
yes, would love to.
Okay, and Julio, any closing remarks?
I just want to thank Angela for taking the time and getting up every morning, and City Harvest for trusting me and giving me this big job and challenge to make this happen, you know. And I want to thank all my supporters and the people who really believe in me that I'm going to finish the marathon, and giving the money with, you know, I personally got very shocked to see the way people just gives you and trusting the cause, you know. And most of the people, they don't really know who until I talk to them about it, and then they go for it.
Excellent. Listen, at that note, thank you so much for participating in such a great cause.
Thank you.
You so
Thank you
much.
for having us.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you.